What's up guys, welcome back from the YgoPro duel video. Last match, Cross-Banlist Cup, at least the last match of 2019 that is. First of all, Happy New Year, probably right, either tonight or tomorrow. Anyway, so the finals, last match of this year, we have two, like titans I guess. We have True King Dinosaur Yangzing, a deck from 2017. It's paired up against the winner of the losers bracket, right? We have Pendulum Magicians, also from 2017, so right before Master Rule 4 hit the scene. Both decks are paired up against each other, and this was already a matchup a couple of videos ago, so a rematch actually, and quite of an important feedback note taken from the previous video is that this will be a best out of 5 match, but as like normally because of the tournament system, True King Dinosaur Yangzing is allowed to lose like one match, again like normal, like Pendulum Magicians did previously. So in that case, it will be a rematch, right, all in the same video. So yeah, which deck has the advantage? Well, I have no clue. As from the previous match, both decks, it felt just 50-50 because again, both decks are from 2017. Opening is a little more important for the other deck, at least for, let's say, True King Dinosaur Yangzing, than it is for Pendulum Magicians. While on the other hand, if like True King Dinosaur Yangzing opens up the duel and Pendulum Magicians is not able to open up a hand trap like Maxi or Ash Blossom, then it's very hard. Because like True King Dinosaur Yangzing, it's so consistent at what it does. Getting out the first turn Trishula, a potential a conductor drop if you want, but well, True King of all calamities pretty much does the same job and more, right? It also negates pretty much everything and prevents attack declaration from your opponent, so protecting your Herald, for example, right? Herald, on the other hand, does have that macrocosmos effect, so it could work out against dinos, but here in this situation, well, you have to know, right, that True King isn't really a win condition, because there is the Pendulum Graph trap. The trap is so powerful, it has proven that it's so crucial in a lot of decks, or at least against a lot of decks, against a lot of matchups, so it will definitely be my MVP, or at least I'm aiming towards the trap if I'm in this situation. Although the problem here is of course the Herald negation, and I think the conductor should have been dropped one turn sooner than this probably would have been game, yeah, probably, because of the Pendulum Graph trap it needed to activate, right, and then, you know, it will just force out Herald. So anyway, conductor on the field, so now I have to play around it. The opponent destroyed the Ash Blossom as well, and I think I had an option, right? Because I could have like tributed my Black Fang in the Pendulum scale, or I think Reborn something as well to potentially force out and, you know, eventually attack over conductor. But again, the harmonizing condition, the tuner, wasn't able to, you know, like resolve, and I had to waste my normal summon eventually. So in the long run, it didn't really matter too much. Again, conductor being a once per turn Book of Moon is very strong, and this is again the very similar situation I guess that I tried in the previous turn, where, you know, like the Ash Blossom hit Harmonizing Magician and conductor put things face down, but it's just like one turn later, I guess. The fact that Miscellaneous Source was still in the graveyard to eventually, you know, get Oviraptor on the field. Oviraptor will just search and that's the problem. Well, the problem. I remember like a year ago the feedback taken to add in another copy of Conductor to the dinosaur decklist, and in this case it works out. So 1-0 behind, a very hard fought out game number 1. So game number 2, I of course want to start, and I'm like, well, this is bull. what's this? Double Harmonizing Magician, double Ash Blossom. So I'm like, oh well, that's game I guess, but nope. Ash Blossom completely stuns the Oviraptor. Luckily no what is it called, no Miscellaneous Source before, you know, like normal summoning the Oviraptor, and top decking the Wisdom Eye Magician keeps me in a duel. That lets me go for Crimson Blader, and, you know, Crimson Blader blocks basically every like deck that goes for synchro summons or higher level monsters, right? Level 5 or higher monsters cannot be summoned, so no Kaiju, no synchro summon, no Danglong, no conductor, most importantly. So yeah, Crimson Blader is such a fantastic card, especially if you can pair it up with the Pendulum Graph Trap to, let's say, if your opponent is able to go for the Exceed for Castell or something like that, there is still the Pendulum Graph Trap. And yeah, thanks to these, well, fortunate events on my part, I can special summon everything and attack for a game. So, okay, 1-1, but it was a close one. So, game number 3. And yeah, Juking Bricking. So, okay, opening with the multiple, I think double Baby Ceratosaurus, the Jurek, that's not really that great. The Kaiju as well, so that's not really that great of a hand. And, well, that's the thing, right? If I don't get Ash Blossomed here in this situation, I can just freely put out Crimson Blader to attack over his monster and another Baby Ceratosaurus. So yeah, quickly entering the scoop phase, I guess, not wanting to waste more time. So game number 4, and this hand is much better, I guess. And looking at my opening hand, no hand trap. So I'm like, well, okay, I lost. I don't see myself coming back from this one, especially with, again, True King Dinosaur Yang Zing finally being able to banish 3 crucial cards from my extra deck, being, if I can remember correctly, I think banishing Dweller, of course, Crimson Blader and Ignister, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, get Trishulot, losing 1 card, and for a deck like Pendulums, that's quite crucial. And I have to battle it out against the Calamities, Negation and Lock, plus double negation with the, you know, like the Yang Zing counter trap, and of course the Herald that follows up for the synchro play and a potential hand trap. And me going for Tornado Dragon didn't really matter too much. Doesn't matter, I can go for Dweller, I can go for Castell, doesn't matter as well because of Calamity. So double negation still on the field, and of course the Miscellaneous Saurus still in the graveyard for another Oviraptor Surge. So imagining you summoning another Stratos for free, getting another Surge, setting up your place, searching another Conductor, that's too much, right? So game number 5, it all comes down to this, I guess. So normal summoning Joker, and this opening hand is good. Well, if it wasn't for Ash Blossom, I mean, an Ash Blossom on Desires, and I would have been like in a very tough position if I remember our opening hand correctly. And I have a couple of options, but I eventually opt to go for the Synchro Summon first, go for Omega, which is decent, but the Omega just rips 1 combo piece from the opponent's hand. But much more important is I have the second extra deck play ready, being Dweller, and Dweller first turn against True King Dinosaur Yang Zings should be, well, it's not game, but it's just like very similar to Dimensional Barrier. It just gives your deck the turn it might need to, well, to stop your opponent first of all, and second to just give Pendulums the extra turn needed. So Pendulums wins this one 3-2, but again, as I mentioned before, as what the tournament structure looks like, True King Dinosaur Yang Zings, the first time that it loses starting from the top 16 playoffs, so it's a rematch where, yeah, indeed, True King opts to go first. And my opening hand, again, quite iffy. Going second, as again mentioned before, is quite iffy against True King Dinosaur Yang Zing without any hand trap, so no one-off Maxi, I think, and no Ash Blossom. So I can't do anything. Again, the same series of plays where the deck is known for. So the first turn Danglong, and of course the Trishula first turn, ending with Calamities as well. And Danglong triggering, setting up the potential negation. But here, this kinda tells us that the double level 4, is it Suani or Suano? You know what I mean. The level 4 is in hand, right? But still, that's 1 negation on the field, and of course Calamities, right? But yeah, my hand again wasn't that great. 1 trap, and of course, yeah, that will just force out the pillars, I believe the name is. And yeah, Baby Ceratosaurus will eventually trigger as well, and nothing I can do, right? Yeah, normal summoning Joker wouldn't have mattered that much as well, since again Calamities lets him tribute my monsters also for the True Kings, not to forget, so didn't really matter too much. Okay, so game number 2, I again get to start, and this is definitely a good opening hand. Get Maxeed though, but I have Ash Blossom, definitely want to Ash Blossom here, prevent my opponent from getting, I think, eventually like 3 draws, so a +2 out of the Maxi. Bit unfortunate is again, you know, keeping Maxi against dinosaurs is optimal, but well, if you can negate Maxi, you should. So again, good, well, this is a decent opening turn, but again, as I mentioned before, just go for Dweller. It gives you the extra turn needed against True King Dinosaur Yang Zing, unless they open like really bonkers, and eventually being able to drop Conductor as well, so I have to deal with Conductor, right? But then again, Poison Violet Magician is such a crucial card. It has been proven like a crucial card in the past, so yeah, have it in the Pendulum scale, and it, you know, could potentially force out an early Conductor by going to the battle phase. So anyway, drop the Trapeze Magician, and that's definitely a game over, GG. Next duel, so again going second, and again not opening a hand trap, so it just hints and repeats the same field of the Earth Juking, no diagram, but it all results, I guess, into the same field of... yeah, well, again, the Danglong indeed, and eventually I'll deal, and this is a different field that is, since the DG Hyper Librarian indeed is going to hit the field with the level 4 Yang Zing, so that's double negation, a draw off of the DG Hyper Librarian, and of course Calamity's negation. So yeah, try to get a search, and yeah, the negation was, I guess, well, why not, right? The spell search, the trap as well, so you're better off negating that one, even though you have the Herald here to potentially negate something or force something out. So Juking of all calamities again prevents me from attacking, from activating effects, which definitely hurts, but yeah, there's really nothing I can do. I indeed do have the Pendulum Graph trap, but it will just get negated by Herald again, and I wasn't able to attack due to Juking of calamities, right? And this is this is game. What can I do? So next duel, and again I go first, and this is again a very iffy opening hand, but well, an okay opening hand. An Ash Blossom on Desires would have been okay. Probably Ash would have hit the Pendulum Graph spell, so this is all fine. I can again at least end with my desired field of the trap as well. I'm not sure if I searched it out or I drew into it. It's fine though. I'm just able to end with a Dweller to stop my opponent from playing the game basically. And again, if you're playing against Pendulum's Master Rule 3, it's basically giving your opponent an extra turn, and well, again, Pendulum Summon Master Rule 3 is basically a return from a different dimension once per turn, or a Soul Charge with the battle phase once per turn. And yeah, that's unfortunate. Triple diagram is really unfortunate, but again, last duel, it all comes down to this one. So, okay, Juking Dinosaur Yang Zings opens up, and that's an okay opening. Then again, my opening hand is not really that great. Only the purple Poison Magician double trap. I was like, oh man, this is not really looking too great. And so using the spell, force out, I guess, the negation? This trap, well, again, as I mentioned before, like a Duelist Alliance can surge the trap, and of course the trap is huge against that particular field, especially because it's not protected by the Juking of all calamities. And in this time, the double trap definitely helps out. So the normal summon on Oviraptor, because not enough dinosaurs, I guess. This first Pendulum Graph trap forces out the negation. I do chain the second Pendulum Graph trap a bit too hasty, I guess, since you can only use it once, if I'm not mistaken. But in the long run, it's not going to matter since there weren't any place left here. So the top deck Pot of Desires gets Ash Blossomed, and that gives me the free opportunity to get a search off of the Pendulum Graph spell. This sets up my scale. Special summon, I'm very low on life points, so I'm not going to take the risk. And again, another unfortunate draw here, drawing the Petitatron, I believe the name is, like the small dinosaurs. And again, not being able to end with or force out, you know, like going for Lagia or whatever, but left with the Conductor. And yeah, I still have the Purple Poison Magician. And yeah, Purple Poison is so good against Conductor. Having the, well, yeah, the trap basically. Purple Poison is one thing, but the trap does it here. The second copy of the trap, and now I'm able to set up my scales thanks to the Pendulum Sorcerer as well, letting me trigger the Wisdom Eye Magician and yeah, use Return from a Different Dimension or Dimension Fusion or Soul Charge or whatever, right? Still have the battle phase, and yeah, just basically some standard Pendulum plays. It feels like Burning Abyss replacing itself, and this is more than enough to attack for a game. So this was a tough one, but I think a very good one. I think we have a well-deserved winner here from the 2019 Cross-Banlist Cup. So again, like always, feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the series. And yeah, stay tuned for more information about the next one. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.